So welcome back to the Atomic Habits, Part 1, the fundamentals, why tiny changes make a big difference. This is Chapter 1, the surprising power of atomic habits. Why small habits make a big difference. So, if you can get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. But it's also a double-edged sword. If you are 1% worse every day for 1 year, you're near zero by the time the year has passed. So what matters is the trajectory. More than your current status, more than your outcome, what starts as a small win or a minor setback accumulates into something much more. So here is the plateau of latent potential. Habits seemingly make no difference at first. The progress is just stored, it's not wasted. It's just like when you heat up an ice cube. -5 degrees, -4 degrees, -3 degrees, -2 degrees, -1 degrees. Still, nothing happens. But when you heat up to 0 degrees, the ice cube starts to melt. You know it's not an overnight success, but an accumulated success. In real life, habits often appear to make no difference at the very beginning. Not because nothing has changed, but because you have not reached the 0 degree threshold yet. It's the hallmark of any compounding progress. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. So, chapter summary, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Getting 1% better every day counts for a lot in the long run. Habits are like a double-edged sword. They can work for you or against you, which is why understanding the details is essential. Small changes often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold. The most powerful outcomes of any compounding process are delayed. You need to be patient. An atomic habit is a little habit that is part of a larger system. Just as atoms are the building blocks of molecules, atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable results. If you want better results, then forget about setting goals. Focus on your system instead. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Atomic habits. Part 1, the fundamentals, why tiny changes make a big difference. Chapter 2, how your habits shape your identity and vice versa. Why changing habits can be challenging. Changing our habits is challenging for 2 reasons. 1, we try to change the wrong thing. And 2, we try to change our habits in the wrong way. Our first mistake is that we try to change the wrong thing. There are 3 layers of behavioral change. The most outer part is the outcomes, and then the processes, and then at the innermost of the onion is the identity. What matters most is the identity. For the identity-based habits, we want to change the identity first, and then the processes follows, and then the outcomes follows. It should not be the other way around in the case of outcome-based habits. True behavior change is identity change. You might start a habit because of motivation, but the only reason you stick with one is that it becomes part of your identity. Anyone can convince themselves to visit the gym or eat healthy once or twice, but if you don't shift the belief behind the behavior, then it's hard to stick with long-term changes. Improvements are only temporary until they become part of who you are. The biggest barrier to positive change is identity conflict. You find whatever way you can to avoid contradicting yourself. Progress requires unlearning. Becoming the best version of yourself requires you to continuously edit your beliefs and upgrade and expand your identity. The 2-step process to changing your identity. Whatever your identity is right now, you only believe it because you have proof of it. The more evidence you have for a belief, the more strongly you'll believe it. When James Clear began his writing career, he published a new article every Monday and Thursday for the first few years. As the evidence grew, so did James's identity as a writer. James did not start out as a writer, he became one through his habits. You don't actually need a unanimous vote to win an election, you just need a majority. It's a simple 2-step process. 1, decide the type of person you want to be, and 2, prove it to yourself with small wins. The real reason habits matter. Identity change is the North Star of habit change, which the true question is, are you becoming the type of person you want to become? The first step is not what or how, but who. You need to know who you want to be. Your habits matter because they help you become the type of person you wish to be. They are the channel through which you develop your deepest beliefs about yourself. Quite literally, you become your habits. Chapter summary. There are 3 levels of change: outcome change, process change, and identity change. The most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, but on who you wish to become. Your identity emerges out of your habits. Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Becoming the best version of yourself requires you to continuously edit your beliefs and to upgrade and expand your identity. The real reason habits matter is not because they can get you better results, although they can do that, but because they can change your beliefs about yourself. Atomic Habits, Part 1, the fundamentals, why tiny changes make a big difference. Chapter 3, how to build better habits in 4 simple steps. The habit loop. The 4 stages of habit are best described as a feedback loop. They form an endless cycle that is running every moment you are alive. This habit loop is continually scanning the environment, predicting what will happen next, trying out different responses and learning from the results. There's the problem phase and the solution phase. Problem phase 1, queue. Your phone buzzes with a new text message. 2, craving. You want to learn the contents of the message. Solution. 3, response. You grab your phone and read the text. 4, reward. You satisfy your craving to read the message. Grabbing your phone becomes associated with your phone buzzing. Second example. Problem phase. 1. Q. You are answering emails. 2. Craving. You begin to feel stressed and overwhelmed by work. You want to feel in control. Solution phase. 3. Response. You bite your nails. 4. Reward. You satisfy your craving to reduce stress. Biting your nails becomes associated with answering emails. 4 laws of behavior change. How to create a good habit. The first law, Q. Make it obvious. The second law, craving. Make it attractive. The third law, response. Make it easy. The fourth law, reward. Make it satisfying. How to break a bad habit. Inversion of the first law, Q. Make it invisible. Inversion of the second law, craving. Make it unattractive. Inversion of the third law, response. Make it difficult. Inversion of the fourth law, reward. Make it unsatisfying. Whenever you want to change your behavior, you can simply ask yourself, 1. How can I make it obvious? 2. How can I make it attractive? 3. How can I make it easy? And 4. How can I make it satisfying? Chapter summary. A habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to become automatic. The ultimate purpose of habits is to solve the problems of life with as little energy and effort as possible. Any habit can be broken down into a feedback loop that involves 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. The 4 laws of behavioral change are a simple set of rules we can use to build better habits. They are: 1. Make it obvious. 2. Make it attractive. 3. Make it easy. And 4. Make it satisfying.